Hello everyone, myself Mohammad Tausif Khurshid, your maths guru. Today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic of the mathematics. So almost every topic of our mathematics is a very interesting because it's directly connected with our daily life. Even we study before the pre-nursery to the class 10, 12 and after 12 graduations, master and PhD, in every standard where you will get the mathematics, where is a directly connection within our daily life. So today we are going to discuss a topic that is law of total probability. Law of total probability. Which is one of the part of class 12 mathematics. Okay, but before going to the topic laws of total probability, first I will discuss what is probability. We know that a probability is a measure of uncertainty. Probability is a measure of or measurement of uncertainty. Measure of uncertainty, or in simple word we can say that a probability is a numerical presentation of a chances. Suppose you are throwing a dice and you want to find the chances of getting a number 2. Then how you can represent the chances? With the help of probability, I can represent the chance of getting a number 2. You are tossing a coin and you want to find the chance of getting head. So that chances of getting head we can represent through the probability. So generally probability is a measurement of uncertainty, or we can say that chances, measurement of chances. Okay, and there are few terms is widely used in the topic which I am going to discuss. That is one of the terms which is widely used in the sample which is widely used in the probability, that is sample space. What is sample space? A sample is a set of all possible outcomes. What is a sample space? A sample is a set of all possible outcomes. Okay, suppose you are throwing a dice. Suppose you are throwing a dice. Throwing a dice. Now you tell me, if you are throwing a dice, what are the possibilities of the numbers? So obviously it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10. In which dice you see? I never experienced. So obviously we get up to 6. So the possible outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are the set of all possible outcomes. This is called a sample space. What is sample space? It is a set of all possible outcome. Fine. Now the second most term which is used in the probability, that is event. Sir, what is event? An event is a subset. Is a subset of sample space, right? Sample space. What is event? Event is a subset of sample space. Suppose you are throwing a dice, you will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now there is an event, you will get an even number. Okay, you suppose that is E is a event, get an even number. So E will be 2, 4, 6. Obviously this is a elements which is belongs to his heart. Remember, sample space is always denoted by capital S. Okay, so 2, 4, 6 is belong to the set S. So this is a subset of sample space. Okay, so event is a subset of a sample space. Now what is the classical definition of probability? So definition of probability, the definition of the classical probability of an event is say that the probability of event E, the probability of event E is P of E equals to n of probability of event E. The probability of event E is P of event E is number of favorable outcome by number of possible outcome. This is a classical definition of the probability, number of favorable outcome by number of possible outcome. Don't worry, I will understand through the example. Suppose you are throwing a dice and you want to the probability of getting an odd number. Okay, so first I will write the sample space, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6, and we suppose odd number an event, let A be the event getting an odd number. So now you tell me what are the possibilities of getting an odd number. That will be 1 3 and 5. So the probability of A, according to definition, the probability of event E is a number of favorable outcome by number of possible outcomes. Okay, so number of favorable outcomes. So now tell me what is the number of element in a set A and number of element in set S. So number of element in set A is 3 and number of element in set S is 6. So its probability will be 1 by 2. I hope, is it clear? I hope the definition of the probability is clear. Okay, so now we move to the next step. We discuss what is the conditional probability that we use in the laws of total probability. Okay, let's see what is conditional probability. Conditional probability. What is conditional probability? Conditional probability, you will get the answer in the definition. Means you want to find the probability under some condition. Under some condition. Suppose two events occur simultaneously. Two events occur simultaneously, and one event, two events, suppose A and B. Okay, A and B occur simultaneously and one event B has been occurred. Then probability of event A is P of A by B. P of A by B. So the probability of event EA is P of A by B. There is a significant meaning of the term P of A by B. P of A by B means probability of event A when B has been performed, when B has been occurred. So conditional probability say when the two events occur simultaneously and one event has been occurred, then the probability of other event is P of A by B, and this will be equals to P of A intersection B by P of B. What is P of A intersection B? What is P of B? Which we will discuss on the next session. Don't worry. Okay, now you should understand what is the meaning of P of A by B. P of A by B means the probability of event A when B has been occurred. Okay, so this is just a basic idea of the conditional probability. Now we come back to the topic, what is the law of total probability? Okay, what is laws of total probability? So law of total probability says that suppose you want to find the probability of event A. You want to find a probability of event A, and this probability, this event is connected with the some events. Suppose one of the event is E1 another event is E2, and another event is E3, En. Okay, and these events are connected with the events E1, E2, E3 dot 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 En, and you want to find the probability of event A. Then what law of probability says that if E1, E2, E3 dot 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 En are the events associated with sample space Fs, and E1, E2, E3 dot 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 En are mutually exclusive. Sir, what is mutually exclusive? Don't worry, I will explain. Number 2, E1, E2, E3 dot 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 En are exhaustive events. Sir, what is exhaustive events? Don't worry, I am here. And the probability of events are non-zero. Then probability of event E, then probability of event A is P of A equals to P of E1 dot P of A by E1 plus P of E2 dot P of A by E2 plus dot 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 P of En dot P of A by E1. Okay, this is a laws of total probability. Understood? Not understood. Okay, don't worry, I am here to explain. Okay, what the law of probability says, that law of probability says that if the events are associated with the sample space and the events are mutually exclusive. The meaning of mutually exclusive events, there is a no common events. There is a no common events means they are not connected. They are not connected means you can understand through the concept of the set. Suppose there is a no common elements between the two sets. Suppose you are throwing a dice and A is the event of getting an even number, that will be 2, 4, 6, and obviously when you're throwing a dice, the sample space will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and A is the event getting an even number, that will be 2, 4, 6, and B is the event getting an odd number, that will be 1, 3, 5. So that these two sets are set to be these two events are said to be mutually exclusive events if there is a no common elements between A and B. Okay, so in mathematically we can say that A intersection B equals to 5. Get my points? So if there is a no common element between two sets, then these two sets are called mutually exclusive events. Means there is a no intersection between the two events. So we can write here E1 intersection E2 equals to 5. And what is the exhaustive events? The exhaustive events means if you collectively write all the elements of the set A and B, because if you take A union B, that will be obviously 2, 4, 6, 1, 3, 5. If you will notice that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the elements of the set of sample space. So these are collectively is equals to the sample space. So if A and B, the union of A and B is equals to sample space, then this two events are said to be exhaustive events. So obviously the exhaustive events is E1 union E2 union E3 union dot 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 En is equals to sample space, and the probability of any events is non-zero. Then the probability of event A is equals to P of E1 dot P of A by E1, means if E1 has been performed, then the probability of A is P of A by E1. Probability of E2 has been performed, when the E2 events has been performed, then probability of A is P of A by E2, and if you will add all the probability, you will get the probability of event A. Okay, so this is a very directly connected with the practical life. Suppose if you want to achieve a 95% score in the mathematics, okay, so you suppose A is the events of getting 95% marks in a board exam. So obviously you should take some steps to score. You should plan for the 95%. You should plan for scoring 95% in the board exam. So you should take admission in a very good school, because there is a very good impact on your score if you are connected with any good school. Okay, but it's not mean that if you are getting admission in a good school you will be get the 95%. There is a small portion, there is a small contribution of a good school in your score. You suppose that is around 20%. Okay, and if you are get admission in a good school, there is another parameter which will impact on the events A. Then you take a very good book or very good study material, Obviously if you are getting admission in a good school and you are not practice a good book, obviously there will be impact on the score. You will not get a good score if you are not practice a appropriate book. And if you are get admission in a good school, you are getting a very good study materials, there is another parameter which will be impact for your score, that you should take a good tutor. Obviously there is an impact of the tutor. Like me, if you want to achieve a 95% score in the board exam, you should be connected with a good tutor. If you are not connected with the good tutor, he will be not explain the concept, he will not solve your problem, then how you will score 95% in the maths exam. So obviously there is another factors which will impact. So if you are taking a good school, then what is the probability of getting a 95% marks? We can find through the laws of total probability. You are taking a good school, then the probability of getting a 95%. You are taking a good study materials and the probability of getting a 95%, and dots. These are the basic details of the laws of probability. So more details we will meet on the next session. I hope I explain it is in very clearly way and simple way. So thank you very much.